They just put summer, or like when I was doing okay, there we go. So yeah, so like it'll so it says when is it okay to interrupt smaller preposition. Good morning, happy Monday. It is Monday, February 26th. We have what, 3 more days before we, so 27, 28, 29, before we hit March 1st, and we are ending this February. So hope you guys had a great weekend. Mine was pretty busy, as I told you guys on my last vlog, if you've watched my last vlog. So if you are new here, my name is Diana, and I teach 5th grade dual English in the suburbs of Chicago. If you are not new here, welcome back. So we've been talking about doing these debates in my class, and today we are starting our debates. So before I get into that, just tell you really a little spiel of my weekend. So on Friday, after I left you guys, I went to pick up my daughter. We went to her cousin's house. She lives on like Indiana and like Griffith, Indiana, I believe. So we drove all the way out to Indiana for like her cousin's birthday party. She was turning 8 years old. And so we just went there. We hung out, hear me. Can't you tell it's Monday? We hung out, we had a nice time. And then Saturday, we went to dinner with my boyfriend's family, his grandmother and his aunt, who lives southern Illinois, like on the border of St. Louis. We went to Olive Garden to celebrate their birthdays, and then we ended up like hanging out at his mom's house like the whole entire night. Like we literally didn't get home until like 4 in the morning. It was just a very long night. And then I woke up Sunday morning, or I guess you would say a few hours later. So I woke up probably like around 8 or 9. So I didn't really get much sleep going in from Saturday into Sunday. But then yesterday it was pretty chill. I got to catch up on a lot of stuff that I needed to in terms of like lesson planning for this week, and just getting things prepared for the rest of the week. We only have a 4-day work week this week, thank the Lord, because Friday, if you're a teacher in Illinois, well, I don't know if they have this everywhere, but I know it's countywide. So some of the places, or like the county that I'm in, they do like this countywide PD day. And so like across the whole entire county, they have like no school on Friday, because they send us, like we get to pick professional development that we want to go to for that day, and then we kind of just go there. And so they have like so many options to choose from. But the kicker was, so last year I remember going and I had picked a couple of ones that were in the same school, and it was like, 2-3 hours each PD, which was nice. And so I learned some new things, like how to incorporate games and stuff into your classroom for like, instructional purposes and all that. And then I forgot what the other one, I want to say it was almost kind of like a co-teaching model or something. I'm not sure. But this year I totally, don't mind the sun, I totally forgot to sign up for it. And the only reason why I remembered is because every week me and my colleague, or our school, sends out newsletters to parents every week to kind of give them a spiel of like what we did this week, what's happening next week, and all that good jazz. But so each week, like she'll send it one week, I'll send it one week. And so this was my week to send it. And so when I sent it, I was looking at the calendar, because she puts on there like the dates of like what's coming up. And then I seen March 1st, countywide, professional development, no school. And I was like, oh, I never signed up for anything. So I was late to the party. So like a lot of the stuff that I probably would have wanted to go to wasn't available anymore. So I ended up choosing one where it was like to incorporate like hip hop and like musical. I don't know if that cut me off. Oh, sorry. It's because my phone said I was on low battery, so I don't know if it cut me off. Yeah, so it kind of just like says how to incorporate like musical components into your like repertoire of teaching and stuff like that. So I'm like, I mean, it sounds like it would be a nice idea. I love music, so I'm like, I'm all for it. However, it's also in Darien, which is not too far from my house. So it's at the high school there. So I'm like, Darien's only probably like about 10-15 minutes from my house, which is not too bad. And you know, I can be off early because I think it's only till like about 1:15, and then just go home. And I totally went down the wrong street. Awesome sauce. Yeah, so so that's my plan for Friday. But my plan in school today is we're going to start our debates today. We are going to be we're going to start the morning with our normal routine of like our intervention block and then making words. And then we're going to do grammar because we really do need to focus on grammar. And I do need to put that in my repertoire. And I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. And so, but this one is prepositional phrases. And so this is something that I kind of really do need to hunker down on because like, you know, the basic stuff of like noun, verbs, and adjectives and things like that, they've been kind of covering those a lot throughout their lives in school. So this one is, I think, might be a little bit new for them. So I want to make sure that I like, you know, do set 10 minutes of instructional time for this. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to start our debates. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, it should be fun. I think the kids are really excited. At least I hope. I mean, that's just kind of what I've gotten from them in terms of like research. They've done really well. There hasn't been too many like issues where like people have not been doing their part. And so so that's been really good to see that like people are actually participating and that like they're not just letting their group kind of figure it all out. And I even have some groups that have 4 people in it because normally we try to split it 3 and 3, but I do have a couple of ones that are uneven. But the only thing that advantage it has is that I was like, they don't necessarily have to speak, but they do have to contribute to research. So I know it is a little bit unfair, but unfortunately I have more kids than what it allotted for. And so like, even if I took those few kids that are in groups and made them a group, I don't have enough to make a second group for them to like rebuttal. So yeah, you know, life of a teacher, we got to improvise. It's you know, that should be like our like premise, like improvisation. They should have just pictures of teachers in the dictionary because that's usually what we do. And, you know, we improvise daily, constantly. But anywho, so yeah, so I'm on my way to work now. I should hopefully be there in like the next like 15 minutes. And then I got to get my life together because I left in such a rush on Friday that I didn't get a chance to like do everything that I wanted to do in terms of like labeling, like, you know, for my intervention block, like whose work is what, put it in the drawers and do all that. I wanted to at least do that before I left, but because I had to kind of rush out because I know we had to drive to Griffin and we had to be there at a certain time, I didn't get a chance to do it. And I promised myself, and if you watched my vlog, you were like, probably like, Diana, you didn't get up and go. I mean, I'll be there pretty early. I'll be there at like 8, which is, you know, have at least 20 minutes to do. And the nice thing is that I don't have to print anything out. So I can just go in my classroom and do everything that I need to do. But yeah, so that should be my day. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys a little bit later to let you guys know how it's going. I will record the debates, but I don't know if I will post them on here, only because I don't think, I mean, I don't know. And if I do, maybe it would just be like you could hear them. And I know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on it. I try my best not to, you know, record them, even though like if it was up to them, they would love it and they'd want it. But I just want to respect their privacies. And so I try my best not to do that and not to record them. But I might just, if I do record them, maybe record them where you could hear the debates, because that's really what I would love for you guys to hear, is just hear the students, you know, put their argument out there. You don't need to see them, you just need to hear them. So I don't know, we'll see. But nonetheless, I will check in with you guys at probably PLC time. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. We made it to lunch. Busy morning, but in a good way. Mommy, I'm on lunch, I'm eating. So this morning went really well. The kids came in, we did Motivational Monday, and so what I had the kids do for Motivational Monday is I had them draw a name from a cup, and then I give them a sticky note, and I had them write a positive message to the person that they got, and then they were just supposed to give the sticky note to the other person. So that was really nice. Hopefully it kind of got them on the right foot for today. And then we started intervention block. That was pretty good. My group was kind of chatty, and so like it was just really hard to get them to focus, like my small group, but we didn't get a chance because we started so late in getting everything together. We didn't get a chance to finish in that small group, so we'll have to do that probably tomorrow. I'll probably have to call them again. And then we did our preposition, we did our making words. That was really good. And then we started to do our debate, but we didn't get enough time. So like my first group went and only the first 2 sets of people went, and so they still need to do a third person, and then they still need to do the ending, so they'll probably do that tomorrow. But overall, the day is going by pretty good. We'll see how it goes in the afternoon. I'll check in with you guys in the afternoon and let you guys know how that's going. But overall, yeah, so for the prepositions, we did a worksheet like this. And so basically what I had them do was, before we started that, I gave them just a subject or whatever. So here, I'll find one. Here's a good one. So we did something like this. So I gave them the topic leaves, and I asked them to give me like when, where, and how phrases. So like, they just put summer, spring, and fall, but I think it's because this was a do now, so they didn't know about prepositions and the positions. But when they got to the where, they did like on trees, on the ground, in piles, not in deserts. So that was pretty nice. They started using prepositions in the in the where, and then the how, falling from trees, different colors. So they kind of use it in how, but like I think the one that they didn't know was the when, and they didn't know to use the prepositions, which was okay because that was the premise of what our lesson was. So it wasn't too bad. And then I gave them this worksheet. And so what they did was there was a box full of preposition words. And so they were just supposed to make phrases or sentences, whichever one was easier for them. And then they were to fill in the blank here using the same words for here. So some of them did pretty good here, struggled a little here, or vice versa. But if I seen kids struggling here and the time didn't allot for it, I just had them at least try this one so that I can see, and then I will review tomorrow with them. But overall it was pretty good. It looked like a lot of them did kind of understand it, which was nice. So I'm hoping that tomorrow when we do our next lesson that it gets a little easier, because I think now we're going to talk more about like prepositional phrases in a sentence, and like if I'm not mistaken, like I think we're going to kind of combine the whole thing together. And so we'll see how that goes. But other than that, it was a pretty good day. So I will check in with you guys this afternoon. I'm going to eat my lunch because I only have about 27 minutes, and then I got to get my life together for my next class. Rinse and repeat every day, as I tell you guys. So hope you're having a fabulous Monday. I will talk to you guys in the PM. We made it to the end of the day. Yeah, it was not too crazy. I actually had a really good day with my second class. Normally they're very rambunctious, but today I think the only thing that really, my hair looks so crazy, the only thing that really was like extra, we made it to the end of the day. Yeah, it was not too crazy. I actually had a really good day with my second class. Normally they're very rambunctious, but today I think the only thing that really, my hair looks so crazy, the only thing that really was like extra for me, I believe, was like the small group portion of the lesson, or like when I was doing intervention. So I'm just gonna put my hair up really quickly, so bear with me a moment. Yeah, we did the small group interventions, and my hair is just all over the place. Anyway, so we did small group, and the kids that were working on the other things were just constantly coming up to me and were like asking me questions, asking me for like things, and they were just interrupting, and I kept having to point to my sign. So I'm not sure if you can see my sign. It says, hold on, let me move it a little closer here. Actually, let me grab you guys. So it says, here, actually, I'm gonna turn you guys over. So it says, when is it okay to interrupt small groups? And so it says, aliens are invading, the last class or the class is flooding, you are on fire, there is a tornado, or the original cast of Hamilton walks in. And I had to point to that like, I don't even know how many times today, because they just really wanted attention or they needed something. And even though I had told them that they had to ask 3 before me, they didn't care. So, but that was my only downfall. Other than that, it was pretty good. We did our preposition lesson. We did our motivational Monday, which was really nice. Some of my kids were a little bit kind of like blah because they didn't want to motivate the person that they got. And I tried to explain to them like, hey, you don't have to say anything personally to them. Just give them something, like if they were a complete stranger, that like will motivate their Monday or maybe get them started off on the right foot for the week. And so after a lot of like, they finally went into it, and they finally actually did it as expected, or as I wanted them to. And it was actually really nice. And I was actually very proud of them for doing it after they made such a big stink about it. So I'm happy about that. But other than that, the day was pretty good. We only started debates in my first class, and we only got through like the first 2 kids. I think I had mentioned that earlier. We didn't get through any debates here because some of the kids were still kind of like worried about what they were going to do in their speeches. So I gave them today as the last option to kind of do what they needed. And then tomorrow, I said, is when we will start the debates. And so we're going to start debates officially tomorrow, so everyone will be on board, and then we'll kind of go from there. So yeah, so just like I said, very long day, but it was good. I have no complaints. I think the preposition lesson went really well. I feel like a lot of the kids kind of understood what they were doing, or at least they understood what they were, and some of them didn't finish applying it, but those will just be students that I'll try to work with tomorrow during grammar to kind of see what I can help them with. So I'm just gonna, let's see, I think I'm gonna just pack up, and then I'm gonna head out. It is 70 degrees outside, so I'm thinking that I might just take my kiddos out to the park or something. I think my boyfriend said that he's got to pick up a friend from the airport, or a friend asked if he could pick him up from the airport. So I think he's going to do that. And then I think he's got to go meet up a friend or something. So I'm going to maybe see about taking the dogs out, and then maybe taking my kids to the park, because it is super nice outside. I mean, for it being 70 degrees in February is crazy. Well, at least where I'm from. So I'm sure some of you guys that are sitting in these like southern warmer climates are probably like, 70 degrees, that's nothing. Yeah, my sister lives in Florida, and I'm pretty sure that's probably their day today. So we always here in the Midwest take advantage of those days when they are not to be. So yeah, so I'm just gonna pack up, and I will check in with you guys, if not later, at the park with my kids tomorrow morning. So hope you guys had a great Monday. I'll check in with you guys later. Good morning and happy Tuesday. We are on our way to work this morning. So, you know, makeup should be illegal. Because I was looking at my videos yesterday, well, obviously when I'm looking at myself, and my goodness, the dark circles under my eyes are ridiculous. But I put on makeup this morning and I look like I'm fresh. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big makeup person. Like, I don't like putting it all on my face. I usually will just like cover the dark circles, and And then I'll just do like bronzer to kind of like even out the skin tone. And then I'll do like blush. But yeah, because I don't know. I just feel like when it's everywhere else, it just feels so, I don't know. I mean, I know there's so many like advanced medications for me. There's so many advanced makeups that like make you feel like fresh and clean and not like cakey or whatever. But I don't know. I know the difference when it's on my face. Like I can feel it, even though if it doesn't look cakey and it looks nice, I don't know. I just feel it. Like I like my regular skin. Like this is the only thing that I would prefer. So I'm starting to notice that because I did my full face the other day over the weekend, and I don't know. I'm just like not a big fan. But you know, honestly, I've never been a cover completely face girl. I've usually just been like the eyes, because I feel like that's the only thing that really needs coverage. Thankfully, from what I've heard, not that I'm vain, but like I've been blessed with really good skin, and people usually when I tell them my age, they're just like, you don't look that age at all. But yeah, but that's just, like I said, what I've been told, not necessarily what I believe. But nonetheless, so, I mean, I don't know. Anywho, enough about that. So I'm on my way to school. So today I'm hoping that we can start the debates. Well, we did start the debates in one of my classes. So we're good on that. So they have all started. My other class still didn't. They weren't, well, some groups were prepared and some groups were still a little bit kind of like weary. So I gave them time yesterday, but it seems like as of yesterday, like just by the amount of people that were just like off task, gave me the sense that I think that they're ready and I'm not giving them any more time. So I'm hoping and praying that they have their stuff together. Yeah, so I think that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to continue to work on prepositions. I went through their papers yesterday. There was only a few and a few things that like they were a little bit confused on. And so like in terms of like what prepositions to use for what sentence. So today I think what we're just going to do is we're going to just do a like the worksheet is like a matching worksheet. And then I'm going to give them like half the phrase or half the sentence, and they're going to have to put the prepositional phrase after it on their worksheets, like the other page of the worksheet that we didn't complete yesterday. And so I'm hoping that that will help a little bit for them to understand like what they are. And then yeah, so and then we'll do our intervention block, we'll do our making words, and we will be on the board. Yeah, so I am running a lot late today, so it says I'll get there at like 8:15ish. And so at my school, like when parents start coming and it's like this long parent line to get in, even though you get there at 8:15, you technically won't get in the building until after that. So I have to be there by 8:20. Yeah, I was very slow moving this morning, but I also went to bed late yesterday, which I don't know why. It was so crazy because I'm like, I didn't anticipate it to be so late, but I guess by the time I got home, we took our kids to the baseball or the park so they can practice baseball because they're going to be starting in the next like month or so. And so we kind of just wanted to have them get some practice. So I guess by the time we ended up getting home and everything was all said and done, it was like in the 8 o'clock hour. And so I could see like by the time everything was done, like my kids and me trying to do stuff for work, which I didn't finish, just like little things. Like I wanted to tweak some of my slides. It was already like 11 o'clock-ish, and I was just like, oh my goodness. And my boyfriend took my car yesterday to go get it cleaned, because he was just like, we need to get it cleaned. We need to clean it out, dust, all that good jazz. I need to do XYZ. So he takes it to the car wash, gets everything cleaned, and then puts it through like the automated car wash. And I guess the pressure from the heater in the end, like when they're like dry heating your car or whatever, cracked our windshield straight down the middle. So it's literally like this really long crack, just like I'm looking at it right now. It's just right down the middle. And he said he just sat there and just watched it just go because of the pressure. So he said that we had our windshield replaced like 2 years ago, maybe give or take, maybe a little bit more, maybe about 3-4 years ago. Yeah, we had it replaced because there was like a nick in the crack, or there was a nick in the thing. I don't know if like a rock hit it on the expressway or whatever. I mean, we lived in Chicago, so it could have been anything. And yeah, so we ended up having that one replaced. And so he was reading online that supposedly if the windshield cracks during that time, that we have a really weak windshield. So I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I do know that as of right now my windshield is cracked. And so I'm just looking for quotes to figure it out. And surprisingly enough, like at least where I'm at, like there's a lot of services that will come to you to do it, which is crazy because I mean normally, well, when I lived in the city and we would have that, we would just take it to a facility and then we just wait for it. And I'm sure they still have those, but like there's a lot of more mobile people that are like doing things. Like in my neighborhood there's like a mobile mechanic that comes around and fixes your car, and it's just like everybody's mobile. There's the mobile groomers. Like, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's really nice, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like, if it's making like people more lazier because they're like, oh, I don't have to leave my house. But I mean, I guess it's also convenient too. I mean, I'm telling you, we live in a world of conveniences. So, anywho, yeah. So I should be to school shortly. Hopefully not late. And yeah, so I'll check in with you guys a little bit later to let you guys know how things are going. How cute are my earrings today? I love these. They're like my favorite like English teacher earrings, I guess you would say. See, because there's like the exclamation point and then there's the question mark. So I either am excited or I have no idea what's going on. All right, so I will check in with you guys a little bit later and let you guys know how debating is going. And yeah, just check in and see how your guys' day is going. All right, we made it to lunch. Yeah, sorry I didn't check in with you guys at PLC. I just had a lot going on with getting the kids all their stuff together before we went to specials and lunch and all that good jazz. So my hair is extremely frizzy. And so yeah, so we did our debates, we did our preposition sheets, we did the backside of our preposition sheets today. We did our making words activity. So we did those, and then we did our second debate. We did half of our second debate. We still have the rest of it to do tomorrow. The other kids that went yesterday went today, so they finished, but there was a bunch of confusion because none of them stated what position they were. So I think a lot of people were confused in terms of like what side they were on. And so I don't know, we might have to like rewatch their videos tomorrow and then kind of just vote the correct way. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so busy day, but nice and productive. I did get my small groups in for some of my students for the writing piece. So I'm hoping that by the end of the week, I can at least have everyone have written a topic paragraph, and then we can start doing the middle and the ending as a whole group. So that way we can finish writing this expository essay and kind of give them the idea of how to write one correctly. So I'm gonna eat my lunch because I only have about 20 minutes before I have to go pick up the kids. And so yeah, I will check in with you guys at the end of the day. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you guys. Hey, it is the end of the day as you see me drive away. I'm like rhyming, still in school. Did I mention it was Dr. Seuss's week? Anywho, yeah, so I'm actually on my way home. We actually have a play to go to. The play for Mrs. Doubtfire is playing in our area, and so for Valentine's Day, I got my boyfriend tickets. He loves the movie Mrs. Doubtfire, and so I bought tickets for us for Valentine's Day. And so the performance is later this evening at 7, and so I'm actually on my way home. My daughter is actually going to stay with my mom until later when I pick her up along with my mom, because she stays over on Tuesdays for my kiddos. And then my son, I don't know what we're gonna do with him. So long story short, my niece has physical therapy today, and so she was kind of iffy about taking him as well as my daughter. And so we were trying to leave him with my mother-in-law, but she has something she has to do, and so she's like, you could leave him at home with my sister-in-law because they stay together, but she's not feeling the best, and so my boyfriend's like, I don't know if I want to have him over there. So I think my other sister-in-law is going to stay with him this evening, but from last I had heard from her, she was saying that she had some things to do. So I just feel really bad. Like, I always feel bad burdening people with my kids, and if you're a mom, you know, like, you have that mom guilt of like leaving them, and then the fact that like you leave them with people that, you know, usually my mom is pretty good because I know my mom loves my son to death, and like any possible chance she could have him, she'll take him, because I know she misses him, because she used to go from seeing him every day. I mean, she watched him since the day he was born until about 5 years old. Before he started kindergarten, she would see him every day. And so now it's like she sees him like maybe once a week. Well, I guess once a week because she comes to pick him up on Wednesdays. But she sees him once a week, and, you know, I know that she has like Georgie withdrawals. So any chance that I'm like, hey, can you watch him? She's like, sure. So, but I think because they're going to that, the physical therapy, I think my niece was like, oh, it might be too much of bringing both of the kids with us to go to physical therapy. So I don't know. I'm kind of like stuck. Anywho, so today, debates did happen today. I had one of my groups had 2 of their groups go. I think one of my AM group finished up their debate, and then my second group went, and then they need to finish up tomorrow. My second class, the first group went up today, and so they were actually able to complete everything right before we left, which was fabulous. They did an awesome job. All of them did an awesome job. You could tell some of them were really nervous, and some of them kind of like lost their place a little bit, but you know, I just have to give them kudos. I mean, for them getting to do this for the first time ever and up in public speaking in front of their peers and things like that, like, I think that that says a lot about them, and I think that they did a really good job, especially kids that I know aren't really comfortable with public speaking. So the fact that they were able and willing to like jump in and be like, hey, I'll do it, and did it, just really spoke volumes to me. So so they actually got to go and do that. So that was really nice. Working with prepositions today, they did a really good job with working with prepositions. I thought that was a lot of fun. I feel like they're getting it for the most part. I have a few people that still struggle with creating sentences for that, but I think tomorrow we're going to do another activity. I found this, not the activity itself, but I found someone had posted something online about like having them like be like a designer or whatever, and kind of having them like design like either a room or their house, and like their goal was to talk about like where they want their house. So like, for example, you know, I want a lake house that's like, you know, beside, you know, the mountains or whatever. So they just have to start thinking about how they're going to design this house and like what they want in it and things like that. So that'll kind of have to help them use prepositions. So I just need to type that up, and I think I'm going to have them do that activity tomorrow because it's Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll just do like a quick review, and then Friday we'll have an assessment on it. So, but I think that they're doing pretty well, so I'm excited about that. I just have to probably make a prepositions list to kind of give them you know, kind of like a boost as to what they are going to be working with or whatever, or like, what am I saying? Give them words to like utilize in their writing or in their like sentences that they create. Yeah, and so we did that, and then our making words activity is always fun. I am starting to notice some patterns with how they're misspelling words, and so one of the things I've noticed is that they're not utilizing, from what I've gathered, it doesn't seem like some of my kids, like when I do the making words activity, I write out every word that I have them spell. I rewrite it on the board. So like when they do the last piece of the post-it notes with the 5 or 7 words or whatever that I give them to spell, that's the same skill as what we're working on. they're not like looking. So let me give you an example. So one of my things is like the word like hopefully. So if I give them the word hopefully, some of them, if we had covered the word, I don't know, carefully. So they'll see the word on the board, but then they won't spell hopefully the same way as carefully. Like they'll miss an L, or if I say hopeful and careful, they will like put 2 L's instead of 1 L. So it's been a little like them just not paying attention to like the examples that we have, and they're just kind of like trying to spell it. And so I think tomorrow I'm going to write out all the words that we've gone over this week and kind of just talk a little bit more about the patterns that we see, and so that when they see those words, they know that like, hey, I know this word kind of looks similar to this word, so this might mean that this is what we're doing, and vice versa, whatever. So we'll see how that goes. But I will check in with you guys. If I don't check in with you guys this evening, I'll check in with you guys or give you guys a little glimpse of like downtown Chicago before we head to the play, because unfortunately we're not supposed to have our phones for the play, so I can't record that. But yeah, maybe I'll give you a little glimpse of Chicago and just kind of see where we're going. And then if I don't check in with you guys this evening, I will definitely be back in this car tomorrow. Ooh, maybe not. It's because tomorrow's Wednesday, so I think my boyfriend will probably be with me. So, you know, I don't vlog when he's in here with me because he's sleeping or he's just in here and it's just weird. I don't know. Like I see all these other people and like they're vlogging and like their boyfriends and husbands and people are in the background, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just funny to me, but I don't know. It's funny because like my kids will see it, like my students, and they'll just be like, and they want to be in my videos. My 2 boys today were just telling me they wanted me to shout them out. So I don't know. It's just, yeah, they're so funny. I love 5th grade. Yeah. So anywho, but yeah, so if I don't check in with you guys tomorrow in the car, if my boyfriend is going to work, which I believe he is, I will check in with you guys in my classroom. So I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday, and we have made it to hump day. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. It is cold. It is 27 degrees outside. Yesterday it was in the 70s. Today it is 27. You know, I am like, what is going on? Mother Nature needs to make up her mind, because we can't be 70 one day and then 27 the next. It is just not cool, because you get so excited and you're just like, ooh, the weather's so great. I mean, I guess in the end, you know, I guess you are more appreciative of the things, of the weather that you get that's nice, because you get garbage like this. And I mean, it's just cloudy and it's just cold, and yeah. So, anywho, yeah, so today's Wednesday and we are headed to school now. As I told you guys yesterday, normally my boyfriend's in the car with me on Wednesdays, or at least he's supposed to be. But he ended up staying home today, and so I am on my way on my own. But it is kind of weird because Wednesdays are the day that like I leave straight from home. Well, the days that like my mom is there now, because like I said, she hadn't been there in like maybe a month or two. So now that she stays over on Tuesday to Wednesday to watch my kids, and more so take my son to school, because my boyfriend's supposed to be in the office on Wednesdays. It's weird to like leave home and then just have to go straight to work, as opposed to like going to drop her off and like making my rounds pretty much. So it is kind of weird. But it's interesting because I still have to leave at the same time. More or less, like I don't get to leave, like, you know, most people are just like, oh, I don't have to make that other stop, so I can, you know, sleep in longer, or I could, you know, take my time or whatever, and that's not the case. So yeah, so today we are going to hopefully continue our debates. I have 2 groups, I think, in my morning group that still need to go. Well, one of them need to go for sure. The other one started yesterday and they need to finish today. And then in my second class, they have in my second class, I have one more group. No, I'm sorry, 2 groups that need to go. One group went yesterday completely. So I'm not sure if we'll have, excuse me, I'm not sure if we'll have 1 group go today or 2 for my afternoon group, just depending on the time frame. But yeah, I mean, by the end of the week at least, because we still have tomorrow. We're off on Friday because, like I said, if you guys are in Illinois, we do a county-wide PD for certain counties. And so my school district is in a county that does that county-wide PD. And so we are, so we're off on Friday to go to one of those. And so we only have tomorrow. So I'm hoping that I can have all of those done by tomorrow. I'm pretty sure my kids will be like, can we do another debate? Which would be totally fine. Because I think last year we did 2 debates. And I think one of them, I let them pick their groups. And then the other one, yeah, I let them pick their groups. And then I think I still gave them the topic if I wasn't sure. But either or. I'm sure they'll want to do another like debate or whatever, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so yeah, just a little like tired this morning. Went to bed at like midnight yesterday. Went to go see the Mrs. Doubtfire play. We still have this in the car. So we went to go see it yesterday. It was really good. It did have a little spin from the movie, so like there was certain things they added that weren't in the movie. Excuse me. So yeah, there were certain things that they added that wasn't in the movie, and then like just it was, but overall it was still really cute. It was still really nice. It was still really heartwarming and funny. So I enjoyed it a lot actually. And so yeah, so that was yesterday. So by the time we got back from the city, to pick up like children, because we had one in one spot, one in another. Thankfully, my brother-in-law brought my son to us. He came over, so he brought our son to us, and then we just picked up my mom and my daughter. So yeah, so that was pretty much our evening yesterday. And then, like I said, today it's Wednesday, then tomorrow's our last day, then Friday we have our countywide PD day, and then the weekend yet again, and one more weekend closer to spring break. So yeah, because I think once we get back we'll be in the March, and then I think our spring break is the end of March. So I don't know, when is your guys' spring break? Let me know. Yeah, because I mean I want to say we've had a couple of spring breaks over the years in March, but you know, obviously everybody always like thinks of it as April. But yeah, so let us know what you guys what you guys have for spring break or whatever. So but yeah, so I'm just headed to work, and yeah, I'll let you guys know how things are going. I'll check in with you guys at PLC. And yeah, so I hope you're having a great Wednesday. If you're not, just think to yourself, we're over the hump, we're almost over the hump, and the weekend's just 2 days away. Hey, so we made it to PLC. I just want to check in really quickly before I go. So we ended up doing the rest of the debates, which was good. And then, excuse me, we did the rest of the debates. We did our making words activity, which is pretty good. A lot of my students struggled with some of the words this week or this day. So we'll kind of touch base on that tomorrow. And then we started doing so I got this from Amelia Capitosa. Love her. I saw her at Get Your Teach On. She's like my favorite presenter, and she was one of the main reasons why I went to at Get Your Teach On. So she has this thing called Set the Scene. And so what we do is we have the students draw a scene, well, using like a background scene like this, and they're drawing the scene based on what directions I'm giving them. In this particular one, they're using the prepositions. So she has like add 6 pumpkins on the middle hill. So not only are they supposed to know where it goes, but they're supposed to circle the preposition in the sentence so that they know. Here, let me turn it around so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so like it'll say add 6 pumpkins on the middle hill, and so they're supposed to add 6 pumpkins on the middle hill. So as you can see, this person didn't follow directions. However, they also need to circle the preposition, which would be on, or like draw a moon or sun up in. So at least that one they did. Add a cloud beneath. So there's one cloud beneath, and so as this person goes along, they will circle the preposition so that I know that they understand what it is. And they'll also show it on the scene so that I know that they kind of understand it. So this is really good activity. She has a bunch more utilizing grammar, which I use in class. I haven't really used it much this year, but I totally forgot that I had these. And so I was like, I'm gonna use these. And it seems to be going really well with this lesson. So that is it. Yeah, I'm gonna head over to PLC and I'll check in with you guys at lunch. Happy Thursday. Today is February 29th, last day, leap year day, last day of the month before we hit March. Sorry I didn't check in this morning. My boyfriend ended up going to work today, and so he was in the car with me this morning. And then I got here right on time, so I didn't have time to check in this morning. But now I'm headed to PLC. So I just wanted to come on here and just let you guys know how the morning went. We did our last debate today with my last group. We also did our making words activity, and then we did our finish the drawing for the Think Outside the Box Thursday. And then we pretty much, we ended up rewatching the first debate because, so what ended up happening was my kids were so confused about who was affirmative, who was negative, and I think the voting was way off. So they got to rewatch the videos of them, and then they got to vote their correct way. So I will tally those votes and then tell them who won. But right now I'm headed to PLC. I'll check in with you guys at lunchtime, let you guys know how the rest of my day was going. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Made it to lunch. My boyfriend was so nice. He got me tacos last night. He went out to the city to go meet a friend, and they went to go have tacos, and so he brought me some. So I could take to lunch. So the rest of my day after SIP, I'm gonna kind of position you a certain way. There we go. So my rest of my day after SIP, SIP, why do I say SIP? What's wrong with me? Can you tell my brain is foggy and I want to go home? After PLC, we came back and we did a quiz on preposition. I had some of my students doing like a passage of trying to identify at least 15 prepositions in there, and then my other half just kind of I gave them like four words in a row for like 5 rows, and then they just had to circle the preposition in them, and then they just had to pick one or the other from a sentence given, and then they had to just create a sentence. So so there was like some differentiation, but other than that, it was pretty good. So we did that, and then I passed out the spelling words to make sure that the students studied for next week for the making words that we've already done. And so I was going to do it today, but I know a lot of them didn't get a chance to get to the spelling station this week. So I just gave them that, and I think we're going to just work on them next week. But other than that, that was it. And then we will be doing that all over again in the afternoon. The only difference is we don't have a debate in the afternoon, I don't think, because I think all of my 3 teams went. So we'll probably just be doing the making words, the drawing, and then preposition, and then I don't know, I'll see what we need to finish up there. We might have to just do, I think we have to do 2 sets of making words, but I don't know if I'll do that today. Probably only because I do want them to catch up because we didn't do it that one day, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna eat my lunch because I have about 33 minutes to eat and just relax and get my life together. And then I will check in with you guys at the end of the day.